We begin today's wrestling news and rumors video with some news regarding Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch going into the upcoming Day 1 pay-per-view event. Now, as most of you are likely aware, the rematch between Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship is set to go down at Day 1, but unfortunately, while there had been some rumors that Liv Morgan could have been booked to potentially shock the wrestling world and win the Raw Women's title from Becky Lynch at the pay-per-view, it appears as though the plans have changed drastically. According to a new backstage rumor, while Vince McMahon has been quite impressed with Liv Morgan's work during her storyline with Becky Lynch on Monday Night Raw, with McMahon feeling as though Liv Morgan has gotten a lot better at promos recently and is overall becoming a solid, well-rounded women's division talent, apparently Vince simply does not feel Liv Morgan is quite ready to be the Raw Women's Champion and leading the division just yet, hence why new rumors indicate that Becky Lynch will be retaining the Raw Women's Championship against Liv Morgan at Day 1. However, fans can reportedly expect Liv Morgan to have a great showing against Becky Lynch at Day 1 and prove that she is getting to that point in her career where she can hang with the top women's division stars like Becky Lynch. But the plan as of right now is for Liv Morgan to come up short against Becky at the upcoming pay-per-view, which is a bit unfortunate as a lot of fans were wanting to see Liv Morgan get that shock title win, as many felt Liv Morgan earned a championship run after improving so much in a lot of different aspects of being a women's division star, and also has so much fan support behind her right now. But again, WWE don't quite feel Liv Morgan is ready just yet, although we were also informed that fans should not lose any hope where Liv Morgan is concerned, because at some point next year in 2022, it is likely that Liv Morgan will be Raw Women's Champion. So Liv Morgan losing to Becky Lynch at Day 1 will just be a small bump in Liv's journey to becoming a champion in WWE, and she will be booked to look strong even in defeat, which is great news. We now have some news regarding the Rated R superstar Edge, and more so the end of Edge's career in WWE, which is reportedly fast approaching, and with the plans WWE have in place when it comes to Edge, it may be a bit of a sad end to Edge's career in WWE if things continue the way they are right now, and many fans will likely be disappointed that WWE may not have utilized Edge to his fullest abilities during this last run in the company. As most of you are well aware, Edge is currently involved in a heated storyline or feud with The Miz on Monday Night Raw, and with the plans apparently in place behind the scenes in WWE, this rivalry between The Miz and Edge could very well be a long-term storyline that continues until WrestleMania 38. And while lots of fans feel like this Miz vs Edge rivalry has a lot of potential and is overall great, when it gets right down to it, most will likely be upset that this feud will potentially be continuing into WrestleMania 38, with the news going around regarding Edge. Like we have touched upon in previous videos, Edge was not planned to stay for a very long time in WWE following his return at the 2020 Royal Rumble, and Edge was signed to a 3-year contract, which means that Edge will most likely be retiring and leaving WWE next year in 2022. With that being the case, WrestleMania 38 next year may be Edge's final match at WrestleMania, and perhaps even his last match overall in WWE. And lots of fans feel that it would be sad or unfortunate if Edge's last WrestleMania match is involving The Miz, with the rumored plan being a mixed tag team match between Edge and Beth Phoenix against The Miz and Maurice, which is similar to the WrestleMania 33 match between The Miz and Maurice against John Cena and Nikki Bella. While this could be an intriguing mixed tag team match, there are so many dream matches or opponents for Edge in WWE that fans want to see the Rated R superstar face off against, before retiring from the ring for good, and considering Edge only has such a limited amount of time left in WWE, we may not get to see those dream feuds for Edge or one last world title reign, and instead The Miz may be Edge's final major rival in WWE before retirement. Now, for some fans, this may not be a sad end to Edge's WWE career whatsoever, because by all means The Miz does deserve a lot of credit and is a great superstar, and many feel like this Edge and The Miz feud has only gotten better with each passing week. But again, the reality is that this could be Edge's last feud in WWE, with Edge potentially retiring after his match at WrestleMania 38. And let us know down in the comment section below if you feel like The Miz is a great last rival for Edge before retirement, or should WWE finish up this storyline a bit sooner than WrestleMania so that Edge can still fulfill a few dream matches before leaving, such as a dream match against AJ Styles? Let us know. 2021 had seen WWE return to having pay-per-views, live events, and weekly shows like Raw and SmackDown back in front of live crowds, which was such a relief for many fans who had grown tired from the Thunderdome. But according to new backstage reports, WWE may soon be going back to the Thunderdome with the way the worldwide situation's going right now, and because of potential limitations in the near future, Vince McMahon and WWE may have no choice but to bring the Thunderdome back with a virtual audience. WWE are reportedly closely monitoring the situation, but unfortunately the possibility of the Thunderdome returning in the near future is actually quite high, and this would likely take fans a while to get used to again, because most were getting accustomed to seeing live crowds for WWE these past several months. Let us know if you would be a bit upset or disappointed if WWE returned to the Thunderdome in the coming months, or would you be happy to see the Thunderdome back, and WWE to take a break from having live fans, and that the virtual audience was not as bad as some made it out to be? Let us know down in the comment section below. Now there's so much uncertainty going into the Day 1 pay-per-view event when it comes to the Universal Championship match between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, especially with the whole unclear Paul Heyman situation after Roman seemingly turned on Heyman last week on SmackDown. But regardless of who walks out of the Day 1 event the Universal Champion between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, there's one thing that's reportedly for certain coming out of the Day 1 event, and that's Roman Reigns saying goodbye to WWE temporarily and taking a well-deserved break. Roman Reigns has apparently been asking Vince McMahon to take some time off and just have a break from such a crazy and busy schedule in WWE since his return last year. And new backstage rumors indicate that Vince has finally agreed to Roman Reigns taking some time off from WWE following the Day 1 event. And whether or not Roman Reigns retains the Universal Championship against Brock Lesnar, fans should apparently expect Roman Reigns to be away from WWE television for the foreseeable future. However, with Roman Reigns' plan to take some time off from WWE, this does further add fuel to the rumors that WWE are planning for Brock Lesnar to win the Universal Championship at Day 1, as it would make sense for Roman to disappear from television for a while following such a major loss, and then return once we get going into WrestleMania 38 season. That also does make a lot more sense, seeing as though Vince is planning a third match between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania 38. So Brock wins the second match at Day 1 and the championship, and then Roman Reigns leaves WWE temporarily, and then Roman Reigns reclaims the Universal Championship at WrestleMania 38 following his return. With that said, even if Roman is booked to retain the Universal Championship, Vince has reportedly granted Roman Reigns' temporary leave from WWE regardless.